So, if you're like most people wondering what the real estate market is currently doing in its craziness and what we expect it to do throughout the rest of 2025, stick around. This video is for you. We're going to talk about that as well as some strategies in the current market. That's coming up next. Hey everyone, it's Matt here once again with the Matt Allen Real Estate team. Thanks for taking time to watch this video. I'm going to try to keep it as quick as possible, but I definitely want to go through what is happening currently in this real estate market, as well as what we expected to do in the very near future, the next 6 months or so. Spoiler alert, nothing earth-shattering that we can foresee is going to happen unless there's some major changes in the interest rates. Things are going to probably continue as they are for the rest of 2025, but there are strategies you can take, whether you're a buyer or a seller, to make sure you're positioned perfectly for the market. Let's get into it. Let's start with inventory. The Orlando MLS just eclipsed 14,000 properties on the market. This number hasn't been this high in 9 years. That's pretty significant, you guys. If you look at the entire inventory over the last, say, 5 years or so, we have been in such a deficit that has made the market on fire, evident with increasing values of properties, the multiple offers, all the things that come along with the seller's market. And now we are getting more into that balanced market. So I know there's a lot of gloom and doom with the current market slowdown. Things aren't moving as fast as they used to move, which was lightning speed. We are still seeing sales every day, but let's focus right now on the positives of what increased inventory will offer to more to the buyer side than the seller side, but we're going to talk about both. Buyers, obviously, you have a lot more selection. You can now pick the house that really fits your needs. And with a more balanced market, you're able to take your time a little bit, which is healthy. You don't want to jump into a multiple offer situation and give away all of your contingencies just to get that house and then have buyer's remorse down the line. So a balanced market makes for a healthier transaction. It allows you to go through the inspection process, making sure the appraisal is good to go, and that you're comfortable in purchasing probably the biggest investment you're ever going to have in your life. So that is a huge positive. So I also think with this balanced market, it is allowing for healthier, consistent growth in your property, in the appreciation on your property. In the past 2 to 3 years, pretty much since the pandemic, we've just seen growth all over the board. 1 month it'll skyrocket, the next month it levels off, then it jumps up again. A neutral market is going to allow us to kind of predict where we think the appreciation value in the house is, and that's really important when you go to price your home. A lot of people were speculating at pricing, which means they see a property that sold in the neighborhood a month ago and they're going to add 15-20% to it, where now we can kind of see where things are going more on a controlled basis. So that is a positive to the market. I'm going to talk a little bit now about some seller positives. You know, one of the big ones is we live in Florida. We live in Central Florida. There is a ton of people still moving in here from out of the state. People from the north, from out of this state, within the United States, that are moving down from the north. They're moving in from Chicago, a lot from California. So there's still those active buyers out there that need to find a property. Even though we are in a balanced market, there's still a lot of opportunity out there, specifically for niche market or niche market, however you want to say it. Those that are kind of specific. You know, I just sold a vacation home very quickly because people are looking for those vacation homes near Disney. So there are a lot of opportunities still available. I will tell you the biggest thing in your market strategy, if you are a seller, is to really look at price strategy. That means you want to be closer to what the value is that people are looking for in your particular price range. The days of, I call it trying to hit a home run where you're pricing your home completely out of the market, thinking somebody's going to grab it, that's pretty much coming to an end right now. Now, sellers, is not just gloom and doom for you. There are some benefits to the market we're in right now. If your home is updated and priced strategically correct, there are some buyers out there that are going to make offers. And those that are getting showings, they're having traffic at their open houses. Those buyers are very serious right now because they already know the challenges of the interest rates. They know the challenges of insurance, and they're still out there looking at property. So anytime you get a showing set up, and the volume of showings definitely is not where it is even 6 months ago. So, the other thing that really gets lost in all of this with the appreciation that's gone up extremely high over the last 5 years or so, is that our houses are still maintaining their value, and those values are extremely high. So take that into effect when you, as a seller, are pricing your home. You've already seen a tremendous amount of appreciation in your property. Make sure you price your house correct. And that could be a strategy where you're closer to or even below what the market value is to create activity in the market. That's not really saying that the market is losing value. It's you're strategically putting your house in a position to get buyers interested in it. So keep that in mind. That's another big positive of the market. I'm going to take a little bit of time here, not much, because everybody kind of knows the negatives of the market. Starting with interest rates, we don't know what they're going to do for the rest of 2025. But we suspect that there's going to be a slight lowering in the interest rates. But the days of 3 and 4%, in my opinion, aren't coming back for quite a long time. So if you're waiting as a buyer for those interest rates to drop below 5, I just don't see it happening in the rest of 2025. But prove me wrong. I would love to be proved wrong on that one. The other thing is, I think inventory is going to continue to ramp up. I think you're going to continue to have those choices, but I also think on the seller side, days on the market is going to get longer unless you use a pricing strategy to position the property. And I'm going to say this over and over again, to position the property to get an offer, whether that's pricing it at market value or even slightly below market value. And pricing it higher than market value is not going to do you any good, and you're just going to collect days in the market. So keep that in mind. On the insurance side, I really think things are starting to get a little better. I really pride myself on talking to a lot of insurance companies and a lot of insurance brokers and owners pretty regularly, and there are some more products opening up. For those of us that own older homes, maybe an older roof, there are some options available. So don't be scared too much by what the insurance requirements are. I know it's a scary thing right now, but there are options for you. So hopefully that will lessen the burden to sellers that buyers are waiting for better options in the insurance realm. All right, guys, so let's talk about predictions for the end of 2025, the next 6 months or so. I honestly don't think there's going to be a significant change in what we're experiencing right now. I think hopefully, more buyers are going to realize that interest rates are not going to come down, that there are some alternatives to getting their insurance, that pricing is not going to decrease significantly over the next 6 months, and really get off that fence and start looking and making offers on properties. Now, we are going to see more negotiation. I think people are going to make offers slightly lower than they have in the past, but that brings in that pricing strategy. What we're seeing is those that are closer to the value of their property, taking into effect where it is, upgrades, any deferred maintenance, things like that, they are getting closer to their asking price, meaning more money. than those that are shooting for, I'll just tack on 100,000 and negotiate that off. They're getting lower offers, believe it or not. So pricing strategy is extremely important. Hopefully, we can get some relief in the interest rates, depending on what the government decides to do over the next 6 months. Hopefully, we can bring those down into the low sixes. If we hit fives, I think we're going to see some movement, but I just don't know if that's going to happen here towards the end of 2025. What do you think? Tell me. Drop me down a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are about the market as it is right now. And if I'm missing something, I'm sure I am. There's a lot of moving parts in the real estate realm right now. Would love to have a conversation with you. If you need help or you have questions, and if I can't find the answer, I'll look for it and get back to you. But if you do have questions, please use me as a resource. Been in real estate here since 2002 here in Central Florida, so I'm always happy to help. Thanks again for watching this, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.